of the things that I was thinking about today is how we should date ourselves first. I've seen like a few videos where people have complained about dates they've been taken on or places they've been taken to. But let's be real. How many people are taking themselves to nice places?
So I take myself to nice places all the time.
That's what I want to get to. Like, I don't think that, any person, male or female, should be talking about where someone is taking them on a date if it's not a place that they're not taking themselves to. I feel like once I started spoiling myself, taking myself to nice restaurants, keeping up with myself and showing myself love, that's when my dating life started to match. It changed drastically. What about you?
Yes. I think my standards got a little higher when I started dating myself. I don't say I'm too good to go certain places, but if you are going to take me out and try to impress me, I want it to be a nice place because I want it to be where I would take myself to impress myself. So
We talked about the roster in the first episode and just our take on, having options and exploring options. I know that you're spoken for, but when you were single, how are you working your roster?
ooh, when I was single, the roster was a fun place to be. I can't even lie. The roster was lit. The roster was a roster. Like,
Uh-oh.
you have to make sure you have a variety of options on your roster. It can't be too many men that are the same. Like too many corporate dudes. No, they all know each other. Too many dudes that work in the real estate space. No, they all know each other. Too many dudes that are in the streets. No, they all know each other. So you have to have a variety, like one from every sector of life. But yeah, I like businessmen, but I also like men that like to, go out and have a good time. So it just depends on what mood that I'm in. And the only thing that made me shut down that roster was like someone that was all in one. Like he pulled
Mm,
from every category that I had and made that
wow.
one. That's why your girl's off the market now.
Okay, so y'all, and I'm just now hearing this for the first time. I did not know that your boyfriend was like a combination of all. That is so beautiful.
I know, he is amazing. Hmm, love you, babe.
Oh, so sweet.
No, but before him, like I really was out here working these niggas, or however you want to say it, excuse my language. But I was out here working them.
Wow.
You have to keep your options
Yeah,
open.
I remember those days. Like, it was really impressive to me that you could juggle, the different personalities, the different things, because when you date different people, you got some people who they kind of fall pattern sometimes. Some people like to go on dinner dates, some people like to go out to lounges and have a different type of vibe. But to just see you manage all of those personalities, I remember I sent you a referee shirt.
I was supposed to wear that today. I forgot. This is what I had on.
You were. But it's
Because
okay, friend.
the older I got, I learned that's what men are out here doing. Like, if they are not in a relationship, or if they're not exclusive or committed, they have a roster of women that they are entertaining. So you better get on board and get you a roster of men that you are entertaining as well, or you're gonna be out here with your feelings hurt.
Mm.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, dating these days. I wouldn't even say this these days. I think as we mature, we just learn how to date, you
Yeah.
know? I would say dating these days, I think we just learn how to date,
Hmm.
and it's okay to have options and to explore those different options. It sparks a little competition, it gives you time to see what you like, what you don't like. As you date, what I'm finding as I date, I get to know myself in a way because I'm like, yeah, I like this, but I really don't like that. And I'm just having fun. It takes the pressure it takes the pressure off. So, like, initially, I came back into dating and I was like, "Oh, I'm dating to marry," but I've changed it. I'm actually dating to collect data. Like, I'm collecting data to see what aligns with me and what doesn't, you
Uh-huh.
know? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
no pressure
dating
on it for
is
me.
it's like you're testing the water. It's like you're trying to see what you want and what you don't want in a man. And that's what dating is. And like I've noticed, like I
Mhm.
want this from a man, I want that from a man. And until a guy can check all those boxes, baby, your seat is still available. I'm sorry. Yeah. But I
Yeah.
didn't really learn how to date
It
until I got older, until I started dating older men. That's what did it for me. The older
oh,
men taught me how
that's
to
the
date.
key. So let's
Mhm.
talk about the difference between dating older men and younger men. And just for reference, everyone, like when I say younger men, Crispin and I are in our early 30s. So we're saying the younger crew is going to be the early 30s and under, and the
Yeah.
older crew is going to be 40 plus. So like tell me what was the difference between you dating someone closer to your age and dating an older man?
Oh my goodness. Guys closer to my age. I like to text a lot. I'm not really big on texting. Like I'll see a text and I think I respond to it and I don't and I forget. Baby, call me. Let me hear that voice. That's what I'm on. But older men, they like to talk on the phone. They not with all that texting and carrying on as well. Maybe that's only like in a have to situation, like if they're at work or something, that might text you, shoot you
Yeah.
something here and there. But a lot of, texting, what you doing, why are you texting me what I'm doing? Baby, come see what I'm doing. Simple. And I've noticed
Yes,
like
that's
older.
that's what I like about older men. They are like me, the younger men, it's almost like they don't know what they're doing quite yet. And they're
Mm,
still figuring themselves out. They're still figuring out how to engage a woman, and that's cute because it could possibly work, with someone dating somebody closer to their age. But just for me and my mindset, I really, really, really enjoy dating older men because they're gentlemen, they're wise, they always take you to like thoughtful places that they will want to go to. So like you can tell it's just like an organic, authentic situation for the older men. And they also know how to court. I like the fact that they like to see you. Like they like to see you and call you. I can't do all the texting either. I'm with you on that. And the younger men can hold an entire conversation through text. And for me, that's just a no go because, like, you could be texting me and on a date.
absolutely. And things get misconstrued through text. Like you could say something and I may take it one way and you didn't mean it that way, but people read
Totally.
it how they perceive it. So a lot of things get misconstrued through text messages as well. But I do like having that proof in them texts. Like you remember back here, you text me and told me this. So you always have a little
I'm going
social
to tell
proof.
you, so, friend, I don't know if I told you this, but one of the things that I started doing with people that I like when I really like someone, I started taking notes on them on my phone. So that I could be mindful, kind of keep up with things that may matter to them or things that stood out to me. So I can do a
Okay.
little comparison here and there.
A little analysis,
Right.
a little
That's what I do for
CNA,
a living. Singing that.
a comparative nigga analysis,
Goodness.
a comparative man analysis of CMA. Yeah, you have to. I mean, it
Yeah,
gets
you
real.
have
Like,
to
yeah.
because sometimes. Mhm.
I think there's a delay in her.
Let's see. What we gotta talk about now, friend? There is a delay. How did that happen?
Mhm. Is it my internet or is it your
Are
internet?
we back on the same page now? No.
You're
No,
kinda
because now you're delayed. Oh,
yeah.
Heavenly Father, I just ask and I pray that you would help our internet connection, Lord. In Jesus' name I pray.
Amen.
You there, friend?
I'm here
Amen. Won't he do it?
every time.
Won't he do it every time?
Yeah. Yeah, so what's
So,
your
what are
tea
some deal
breaker?
breakers for you?
Deal breakers? For me, if you have baby mama drama, that's the biggest deal breaker for me because
Mm,
that is ghetto. I ain't got time. I've been through that in my past and never again. So if you ain't got your baby mama, ex-wife, whatever she may be to you in order, deal breaker. Number
mm.
two, I would say a guy that doesn't have a relationship with God, that's definitely a deal breaker for me. I truly believe in being equally yoked. So I'm not even gonna play those games. Number three, deal breaker. You just ain't got your stuff together. Because why? If
Mm.
it's big, like I'm not here to try to help you figure it out. I want you to have it together because I feel like a man is supposed to lead, and you can't lead me if you're behind me. So he has to have more than what I have going on. In order for me to submit and be the good girlfriend and wife that he potentially wants me to be. So I would say those are mine. What about yours? What are your deal breakers?
So, kind of like you, one of the number one deal breakers for me is someone who does not believe in Jesus. And I've
Mm.
seen some beautiful men who do
Ooh.
not believe in Jesus. And where I'm at right now, I can't risk, you know, what where I'm going trying to be with somebody who does not believe in the Lord. Now, I wish them well. I pray that they get saved, but if they're not saved when we cross paths, that's a deal breaker for me. Another thing that's a deal breaker for me is someone who is abusive. And it could be, abuse really starts with the way you talk to people. So I listen at how they talk to me,
Mhm.
I listen at how they talk to people around them. And anyone who is manipulative, verbally abusive, emotionally abusive, physically abusive, that's a no go for me.
Yeah.
And a third thing that is a total deal breaker for me. Let's see, I talked about not believing in Jesus, abuse, someone who, oh, I got four. So, number three is someone who has addictions, and it could be like smoking weed, or, well, I don't want to say that. So, number three would be someone with addictions, any form of addiction. That's a no go for me. And a fourth would be someone who is not willing to accept my son the way that they would accept me. Because I don't always
Mhm.
tell people when I meet them, hey, I'm a mom. And what I found is some men don't want to get involved with a woman who already has, children. And so for me, that's okay if that person isn't interested. But I'm also not interested in being with someone who does not accept my son the way that they would accept me.
Those are usually the younger guys though, because older men know. A lot of times
Oh,
they're
good
gonna cross
point.
paths with a woman that has kids. Like they're mature, they're on their level. Now, how many kids is what they look at, but they expect you to have something going on, especially if they're like in their 40 plus, like because they probably
Mhm.
have kids 9 times out of 10, so they get it. Those are like the young boys that have a problem with women that have kids. Like, grow up.
Oh my gosh, friend, that is another good point. Y'all, we really want to highlight that. The younger men, that's the difference between a young man and an older man. Older men do understand that life happens. They
Yeah.
understand that we grow and we evolve and become different people as we mature. And so I agree with you on that. It was definitely the younger men that couldn't accept me being a mom. You're right.
Mm. Yeah, I haven't gone through that, unfortunately. I did have one guy that said that I didn't have time for him. I didn't have enough time
Mhm.
because I was a mom. I wasn't being adamant about getting a babysitter and leaving my kids to go on dates with him. But my son was young at that time. You know, he was a baby, so I just wasn't comfortable. I probably shouldn't even been talking to anyone, but I was. So I wasn't able to give what he was trying to get from me, and it was because like I had kids, not because I had kids, but because I wasn't able to free myself and get away from them in order to give time to him. But I'm kind of dealing with that now. Like me and my boyfriend's time is very limited, because he is a very good active dad, so we kind of have to work around that in order to build us. But hey, it's working.
Yeah, I feel like what God has for you ultimately will work itself out, and everything that doesn't work out, it wasn't meant to, so it's no need
At
to sweat
all.
over it. I remember I dated a guy. He was older than me. He was a pharmacist, and he used to accuse me of like dating someone else because at the time I lived in Oxford and my son was with my grandmother in Grenada. And so I would go back to Grenada to see my son a lot. And he was like, I know you're dating someone. I know you're seeing someone else. And so he didn't understand that dynamic of me having a child and that child being my
Mhm.
number one priority. So yeah. But it
Absolutely.
wasn't supposed to work out.
That's a young mindset, and usually people that think like that, those are the ones that have stuff going on, so they know that
Mm.
they have other stuff going on, so they just can't fathom the thought of you just being completely there for them. That's how you can always tell when a man is cheating on you, when he starts accusing you of stuff that you are not doing, just accusing you of stuff out of the blue, he got something going on, baby, because their conscience is killing him. The he dog is
Oh, have you
hungry.
ever been accused, friend? Have you
Oh,
ever had somebody
absolutely.
to accuse you? Wow. And
Yes,
what was the
out of the
reality of the
blue.
situation?
The reality was they were still messing with their baby mama. And it came to light like, okay, well, no wonder you thought I had stuff going on because that's what you had going on.
Wow.
Yeah. So you gotta pay attention when a guy gets to accusing you of things because it's like, why are you even thinking like this out of the blue if you don't have anything?
Right.
Have
Hmm.
you ever been accused of cheating and you weren't cheating?
I think so, but I think I recall that being when I was a lot younger. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh. And dating for me when I was younger, it was a hot mess. It was a
Explain,
hot
elaborate.
mess. Ooh, I had some things going on when I was younger. So, long
Ooh.
story short, hurt people.
Yeah.
And I became a hurt people and I hurt
Mm.
people, but people hurt me. They hurt me first. And I did have, there were times I remember dating this one guy, and I kid you not, at least two females at minimum tried to like fight me
Oh, the
face to
ghetto.
face. You can't. Oh, yeah, I was in some hot mess situations, and he was defending me. The guy that they were fighting over was defending me.
That's always how it goes.
Oh,
And I look back and
yeah.
I think like I'm so embarrassed at some of the relationships I call myself being in. Like, Kristen, what were you thinking? Like, cause those guys now won't couldn't even get a second of my day. And it's just like that goes to that growth
Mm.
and that self-love and dating yourself and realizing your worth. It's just amazing with the things that we put up with when we're younger, but I just thank God for growth. I really do.
Me too. Me too. Um, Definitely thank God for growth. I just, what's in my heart? I kind of think about the younger me, like in my 20s, and the things that I would allow. I dated this guy who did not have a job. He did not have a home. He did not have a car. And there I was, maybe, I know I was probably about 20 or 21. And he was older than me. So he was probably like mid 20 plus. probably heading closer to 30. But he didn't have a pot to piss in. And there I was, let him drop me off at work. He
Oh,
riding around in
word.
my car while I'm at work.
Sheen while in your
I'm so
car.
glad I got out of that. He
That's what they doing.
probably.
They'll get your car.
Yeah,
Men will get
I
your
would never
car.
go back to that at this point.
Right. They'll drop you off and be calling and texting another female in your shit. Like, are you kidding me? Ladies, don't ever let a man get the keys to your car. And the bombs are gonna hate me for telling y'all this, but women, do not let a man get the keys to your car. Ever.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You have to love yourself more. And
Mm.
some of y'all are probably gonna bash this in the comments. I really don't care. Ladies, don't go beneath you. Unless God is telling you that man has a vision and he's gonna change his life. I don't know.
Mm-mm.
But don't date beneath you. You want to
Date
be
up.
equally yoked because the wife, yeah, you want to be able to date someone that you can submit to.
Mm. And you can't lead from behind. You can't have the blind leading the
Right.
blind at all.
Hmm. Yeah. I think that there should be like a requirement. I mean, okay, so this is why everyone has their own standard. But I think that there should be certain requirements for people to date. Like
Like
you should
what?
not be dating if here's an example. So like if you're 25 and you're not working, you're not, trying to make a living for yourself, you probably shouldn't be dating.
Let's get to the
You probably
40-year-olds.
need to
What
get your
what 40-year-olds shouldn't be dating?
So what 40-year-olds should be dating?
Mhm. 'Cause a lot of them ain't
The
got that stuff
hurt
together either.
ones. True. But I would say any 40-year-old that is hurt, like if you're
Mm.
emotionally hurt, take some time, get healed. Don't just try to go out here and like it out and hurt other people. Cause we go through different stuff as we mature. So I would say any 40-year-old that is not healed or ready for dating, you should be dating. If you don't have
Mhm.
a house, a car, if you're not paying your own bills at 40, you should be working on life. You should be working on you.
You should be working on you for sure.
Yeah. Work on you.
Because if me at
Cause where
33,
you gonna take the person? Like,
yeah, if I'm
what you
young
say,
and I'm
friend?
dating a 40-year-old, I expect them to have their stuff together. Like, you got 7 years up on me. You have been in this workforce or whatever you're doing. You should have your stuff together because why is your credit bad at 40?
Who got bad credit at 40?
Mm. I ain't gonna call no name.
What?
Audi,
At 40? Being 40?
as they say it in the South. Some people, some people have some bad credit out here. That's one of the things you gotta ask a man.
Wow.
Like
You know
moving
what?
forward, I ask men like, "What's your credit score?"
You know what? Somebody did tell me that. This man said that it's a lot of beautiful women out here, but he said, ask them, what's their credit score looking like?
Period. They'll tell you a
He
lot
was
about
like,
her.
he said they got bodies done, faces
And
done, but what is their credit score saying?
can you buy a house?
Oh,
You gotta think long
oh,
term, longevity. Like young women, if y'all are listening to this, make sure that man has his credit up to par. Make sure your credit is where it needs to be, because that's not cute. Bad credit, that's a
it talks about your characters. I think it speaks to your character.
it absolutely does.
How you do anything is how you do everything.
Ooh, preach.
On our last episode at the tail end, you asked, is it possible for an attractive female and an attractive male to just be friends?
I personally think yes, it is possible, but the problem comes with when the attractive male or the attractive female starts dating someone that they're serious about. So then you have that person that comes in with these insecurities and starts thinking that it's more than what it is. Um, I have male friends that are very attractive. Me and want them, and he's just my homie. Like we're cool, but I've had friends to talk to these same male friends of mine and be like, "So you ain't never tried to talk to such and such?" Like, no, we've never had nothing going on. Like, that's just my dog. Like, we're cool. That's my homie. A wise man, a wise older man by the name of C. Starks told me, you can't mess with them all. You have to know when you have a good person and leave them in the good person category and don't play with them, don't sleep with them, don't play in their head and just y'all develop whatever y'all are going to develop outside of a relationship. But to me, it's possible, but it's usually the outside people that are insecure about it and feel away.
That makes total sense, friend. So for me, for like the past 10 years of my life, I've been in a predominantly male career field. And so I'm always surrounded by men. I have, battle buddies, people I was in the army with that I'm friends with, mostly males. And even now, like a lot of, friends that I've made here males. And I think it's okay. I think it's totally possible for a beautiful woman and an attractive male to just be friends. And because I mean, I've done it. But like you said, it's the people on the outside looking in who are often
Mhm.
trying to make it something that is really not, you know. But I mean, I feel like as long as the people on the inside have an understanding and like those boundaries don't get misconstrued, then everything is good. The issue comes when like I've seen it before. This has happened to me before where the male has developed feelings and then they'll try to transition into something else and I don't let it go, to that
Mhm.
point cuz usually it doesn't work out and it's hard to come back and bring that person,
You
see
can't
that
walk
person
it
as a
back.
friend again after you
You
cross it.
can't.
Yeah, you mm-mm.
Yeah, because once you cross that line with anyone, it's very hard to walk that back unless you like genuinely in your mind can be like, okay, we tried that. I have a person like that. It's like we tried that, it didn't work out, but like they're genuinely my homie. Like it's nothing like that. Like, his wife knows me, cool. But it's kind of hard to walk those back if it goes too deep, I would say.
Especially at this big age.
At this big age.
Yeah, yeah. It gets messy at this big age.
Ooh, right.
People try to come out the friend zone and give you their heart.
How you start is how you
But
need to continue.
I've made a lot of good friends, of the opposite sex and potentially like I have some business partners. It works for me, but you just got to keep it at what it is.
Yeah, and you just can't cross that line.
Mm.
Yeah, I have a lot of male friends. Like I'm really cool with great people to know, people I need in my circle. And whoever gets with me is gonna have to realize like these people are gonna be in my circle regardless. They were there before you and they will be there after you. So just get on board. Either you're gonna trust me as your woman to know that I'm not going to disrespect you or embarrass you, or you're going to let your insecurity get to you and feel like, oh, they have to have something going on. So that's the
Yeah.
telltale sign if you got like a strong man, a strong minded man, and a weak minded man. Because weak minded men are very,
Ooh, because
very insecure.
the weak ones can't handle it. The
Mm-mm,
weak ones
mm-mm.
can't handle it. They have a
Yeah.
come apart.
Oh, a big one. They try to date women that are, I don't want to say this in a rude way, but just aren't as pretty. They tend to date down, way down to feed their ego,
Mm.
to continue to feel like they are the prize. instead of the woman.
Well, never mind. I was gonna say I'm trying to be the beauty
Not the
in
beast,
my universe.
baby. This is how that
Right.
goes. I'm the beauty, you're the beast.
Yeah.
Period.
Honestly, that's what I like about the older men too, is that they know how to adore. Like if you're dating somebody
Mm.
who's genuinely interested, they adore you in a different way, like beyond just physical. Like they can hear when you're passionate about something. They know when something's important to you by the way you talk or how often you engage. Like
They care
they're
about
just
what
totally
you care about, right? Even if they're not
mhm.
interested in it, they'll act interested just because of you. Yeah, real men, we love them. We
Love
are an
them.
advocate for the older men. We are here for you.
In case y'all didn't know, the
We
oldies are
home,
the goodies.
period. And make sure y'all go stream my new song, Oh, on Apple Music. I'll tag it below.
Ooh-wee. Yeah, I've had some of my best dating experiences with 40 plus.
I've had the time of my life with some old men. Especially the ones that are a good time, the ones that don't think they're old, those are the best ones because 'cause they're still living their life vicariously through
Hey.
you. Right. So you just have to bring out that younger part of them, and they love that. And you just gotta feed into it, even though you might be thinking like, "They know they too old for this," but just go along with it because they love it, and they will love you for
Oh
that.
my god. I have danced on the dance floor to the end of the night with a 40 plus. I've had my head held. I'm talking about head held and head bowed, praying over food. Like the younger men are not doing it. It
Mm-mm. They too busy getting high. That's what they're on. They
oh
too busy getting high and blaming everybody else for their downfall. But one
wow.
thing I have and this is another difference between young men and older men. I had a younger guy one time to ask me for $1,000. I was like, baby, you must really want us to
Go
start talking.
stop it.
That's the way to cut, baby. You cut yourself off with that. Like, are you kidding me right now? No.
Friend, that's unheard of. Did he give you $1,000 until you give it back? Like what?
No, just used to pop up at my place. So, yeah, no. Asked me for $1,000, friend. And I had kids. Like, I had a daughter at the time. I'm like, are you seriously asking a single mom for some money right now? Is that what we're doing?
How does the man fix his mouth to ask the woman for money, first of all?
Baby, he fixed his mouth to ask me. And ever since then, it went downhill from there. I was out of there at that point. Baby, the moment you ask me for some money and you're a man, I'm clocked out.
Wow.
It's a wrap. We're
Wow.
done. We're done.
Did he ask his mama? Like,
Did
how
you
he
ask
get to
your
you? Ask
sister? That's what I'm saying. You had how
no.
many people before you got to me, and you come asking me for some money? Are you crazy? Is it meth or is
That
it
is a
crack?
no-go. It's giving milk.
It's giving me. It's giving heroin. This boy asking me for some money. Have you lost your mind?
Wow, that's clown activity. That is
Period. Big
clown
red
activity
no.
right there.
Big red no.
Man, how old was he? How old was he?
How old was I? Because we were around the same age. I had Camilla, so we were probably like 25, 26. I would have to say. Just like a
Okay.
weird situation because every time he lived in Atlanta, and every time he would come see me, he would be in, like, this different foreign car, and it's like, cause you really didn't have a job, like, from what I was getting from you, cause 'cause you're always able to talk on this phone to me, you're talking about you're doing music, always in this different foreign car. And like randomly, one day I didn't hear from him. And it was really weird because we would like talk at FaceTime all the time. We go a whole day me not hearing from him. So me put on my super duper snooper hat. I go looking up like the jails in Atlanta, like Cobb County Detention Center, like the whole shebang. And tell me why I found out this man had been arrested from looking
What
online.
led you to go look up the jails,
The
like, in
spirit,
regards to
the spirit led me, friend. I promise you. Because I kid you not, one time we were coming from a date, we went out to eat, and as we were headed back to my place, he's driving. We're in this foreign car, and I just get the most unsettled feeling, like my
Mm,
anxiety shot through the roof, like just like an uneasy feeling in your body that
yeah.
came over me while with him, and that's how I knew that, like, this person was not supposed to be in my life. And probably, like, a week or 2 later was when that whole incident about him going to jail. He gets out of jail and gives me this whole story about a stolen vehicle, just the craziest thing, and I was like, "Yeah. Yeah, I think our time has expired here, my guy."
Wow.
Yeah,
Mm,
I know.
what a story.
I have plenty. I have plenty, trust me.
Oh my
Would be in
gosh.
church
What a
with me, jumping up and down beside me, like, all into the praise and worship, and I'm like, "And you out here living a double life."
oh, them be the ones.
I'll be the ones every
Do
time,
not let outside appearance fool you.
at all.
Always listen to your inner voice. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Can't believe he asked you for $1,000.
A band.
That's a mortgage.
Exactly, like, girl, like, are you kidding me?
Wow, that's a mortgage.
You
Get
tried it.
somebody else to do it.
Get your mama to do it.
Right. Dusty.
Right, bomb.
That is the dusty. That is dusty behavior.
Dusty behavior, big dusty behavior. Like, are men really asking women for money out here? Like, are y'all crazy? And women, are you really
Yeah,
giving
drop
men
that.
your money?
You know what, y'all? Let's take a poll real quick. Women, has a man asked you for money? Yes or no? Drop a comment down below.
Big
Tell us your
yes.
story. Tell us your story. Gosh, you know what? Now it just hit me. I had a dude to ask me for some money.
How much?
I think it was like $20 or something. He told me he was gonna pay me back.
Not
But
20.
this was the same guy that was driving my car that didn't have a job. But he
No.
told me though, he told me, he said a woman has always taken care of him. Like he said, for him to be where he was in life today, like he wouldn't be who he is if it weren't for a woman. And he ain't lying. Cause y'all, he with somebody right now. She taking care of him.
Taking care
I
of
can't
him.
be, I could never, I could have
Ooh.
never.
I could
I'm so glad.
never.
I'm so glad I came to myself because
Yeah.
I could never take care of a man.
Mm-mm.
Mm,
That's so out of
absolutely.
order. That's so
Yeah,
out of
because the
order.
man and he's not a good one. You know what I'm saying? But that the fact that he's not providing tells you that he's not his purpose. Because like men are supposed to be providers and protectors, and
Yeah.
he's still not fighting for his family or protecting his family. Now he's the man, but as far as I'm concerned, his woman is the one who went to school, worked hard, took care of them, a ride or die, as you call it. Ladies, you have got to stop being a ride or die. It is killing
'Cause you
you.
look silly. I know someone like
You
that too,
do.
like, very educated, multiple degrees, with a man that dropped out, really not bringing any value to her besides a man laying beside you in the bed. And there's more to life, baby. I could do bad by myself. I will happily be by myself. before I be with a man that's not uplifting me, bringing me up, put me up on game, teach me how to get some money, put some money in my pocket. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. But I think that comes with knowing your own self-worth. Because
Yes.
when I was dating that person, I didn't know what a man was. I just knew, I just knew I liked men. I was just dating. But
Yeah.
now that I know like where I'm headed in life and where I'm going, I would never in my life talk to some of the people that I talk to
I'm gonna talk to
or be
anybody that I
friends.
used to
Like
talk to in the
not
past. Maybe
even
one person, one or two turned out to be decent people. One, and has a congressional seat. I would entertain that, but anybody else, nah, baby.
yeah, I mean, I don't think it's that serious just to have a man to be a man. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm,
nobody wants a placeholder. We're moving in purpose. We want
absolutely.
something that's gonna, be like a testament of our God and what we believe in that'll help build family, community. Nobody just wants to be with somebody just to say, I got a man or I have
Well, a lot of
someone with me.
women do want to be with a man just to say they have a man. That's a thing.
Really? I'd rather
Yeah.
be alone. I'd rather be alone. I spent, I know, a good solid 5+ years just saying I'm married to Jesus and I didn't want to date. I wasn't interested in a man. Granted, I was hurt, but it gave me the space to like love myself, like to love me inside and out. And once
Yeah.
I did that, I wasn't gonna let anybody else be with me who didn't love me the way that I do. Like, if people
Right.
don't look at me, like if a man isn't valuing me the way that I value myself, you just might as well keep it moving. Like, if you can't see my light, okay, keep going.
Period. Bye.
Right, because I'm not gonna dim my light for anyone. And
Not
I'm not
one
gonna
time.
let somebody with no light get in my light.
A person that has nothing will help you lose everything.
Oh, fact. Big fact.
Mhm. A
I got
man that
way
has
too
nothing
much
will help you
stories.
lose everything. And men that have nothing and you have a lot going on, sometimes they will be secretly jealous of you. And they will try to play in your head, try to make you feel insecure, try to make you feel less than, try to bring you down to their level because they know that they don't have anything going on. So they feel like you have your stuff going on. Let me try to bring her down to where I am, kill her self-esteem, because I know if she wakes up one day and realizes that I ain't shit, she gonna be moving on to the next guy. So let me play in her head and bring her down to my level. Ladies beware. Be cautious.
Yeah, that's the big fact. I've witnessed that. Even from
Yeah,
somebody I thought was of value, they tried to plant seeds like, "Oh, you shouldn't do this," or "That's such a risk."
doubt and
Yeah.
fear stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, let those people go.
People only see and understand to their level of where they are. So anything
Mhm.
above that, that's scary for them, and they don't think it can be achieved because they know that they can never achieve it. But you just have to be careful. Like, even in your mate, you want to make sure you're with someone that supports you, someone that believes in you, someone that's going to be on your side no matter what. I had a guy to tell me that I was too old to be, switching careers, or I shouldn't be pursuing a music career at my big age. Now, that may be the truth, but baby, my music slaps. And my man now, he supports my music and loves what I do. So just be that in that moment because you never know what's going to happen.
Gotta use the foolish things to confound the wise. That's all Imma say.
Make your enemy
Yeah,
your
he and
friend.
he does it every time in the same words, the same people who try to downplay who you are and what God is doing will be the same ones that watch you when God rewards you, when he promotes you, when you get elevated, and when
Yeah.
those things that they said wouldn't happen do happen, because God prepares a table.
In the presence of thine enemy. Mhm. But make sure you
Oh,
guys share this episode. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the podcast. And you can reach us on social media. I'm at Krispin Janez.
and I'm CiCora Lee. Be blessed. Mhm.